bonus. Yes, it's a bonus episode. Okay, tell me, what is the meaning of bonus for you? How does it matter? What is so important? What is the excitement? And what it actually means to you? Well, you see, when your expectations, they are reduced to zero, since that particular moment, every good thing that comes to you becomes a bonus. So, if you go that extra mile, that's a bonus, and you'll find that actually it's never crowded and it's worth it. And lastly, I want to tell you that good manners matter, but good looks are a bonus and humor is a must. That's what actually makes up the complete personality. So, bonus in different perspectives means different to different people. Do let me know what importance does it hold in your life, and when you think of bonus, apart from your salary, what else pops up in your mind? Today's bonus episode is a true one, and that is the topic drug dosage. In today's episode, I'm gonna cover 5 types of drug dosages, which gonna be a really bonus value for all of you. So, let's get started. Welcome all to Is Pharmacology Difficult podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Radhika Vijay, MBBS MD Pharmacology, and this is the audio hub to get the best, simplified basic tips, strategies, methods, and lots of ideas to learn better, understand better, and make your concepts crystal clear. If you really find, and if there's a question hovering in your minds, is pharmacology difficult? Lend me your ears for a while and let in the magic of knowledge. Now, as I say, I'm going to start off with the 5 different types of drug dosage. The first one, without any delay, is the fixed dose. Now, what do you mean when you hear of the fixed dose? It means that the desired effect is obtained at a level which is quite well below the toxic dose. And it is often seen in many of the mydriatics, analgesics, oral contraceptives, antimicrobials, etc. And as the effect is achieved well below the toxic dose, enough drug can be given to create a lot of individual variations which are actually clinically insignificant. Wow, that's really a great use of the fixed dose. We can create a lot of individual variations, and that's gonna be really clinically insignificant. That really doesn't matter. Second one coming up is the variable dose. Now, this variable dose that I'm going to talk about is not alone a variable dose, but it is along with crude adjustments. Now, what happens if you make fine adjustments? Then they are actually insignificant for the variable dose of this type. In this, the therapeutic endpoint is quite hard to measure, especially when I'm talking about anxiety, depression, etc. Sometimes the therapeutic endpoint may change very slowly, as in the case of thyrotoxicosis, and many a times the therapeutic endpoint, it may vary because of pathophysiological factors, as in the case of analgesics or adrenal corticosteroids, or sometimes they are used for suppressing a disease. I hope you understood that you have to make the variable dose with crude adjustments and not with the fine adjustments. Now, third one coming up is the variable dose with fine adjustments. Yeah, this time we are going to make fine adjustments. Now, in this particular thing, what happens? The vital functions like blood sugar levels or blood pressure levels, they often change rapidly in response to the dose changes, and when they are changing so rapidly, they can be easily repeatedly measured. Actually, what they are providing is an endpoint. So in such cases, when the variable dose, they are along with the fine adjustments, they provide an endpoint, and the adjustment of the dose should be very, very accurate. Good example is the adrenocortical replacement therapy. It falls in this group. And adrenocortical pharmacotherapy, it falls in the group that I just discussed, the second one, that is the variable dose with crude adjustments. Now, just have a clear-cut difference. If it's adrenocortical replacement therapy, you need to do fine adjustments. If it is adrenocortical pharmacotherapy, you can go along with the variable dose along with the crude adjustments. I hope that's quite clear. Next, we're going to talk about the maximum tolerated dose. When do we use the maximum tolerated dose? It is used when the ideal therapeutic effect, it cannot be achieved because there are so many unwanted side effects. As in the case of some antimicrobial, some anti-cancer drugs, then what happens? The usual way of finding this particular thing, that is the maximum tolerated dose, how you're going to find it? By increasing the dose until the unwanted effects, they just begin to appear. And when you reach that point, when the unwanted effects, they are just beginning to appear, then you suddenly reduce the dose slightly and you monitor the plasma concentration. So that is the process. Increase the dose till the unwanted side effects, they just begin to appear. Then reduce the dose slightly and then monitor the plasma concentration. And last for the day, yes, I know it's a short topic, but bonuses are short-lived, right? Okay, minimum tolerated dose. Now, minimum tolerated dose concept is quite not very common, but it applies to the long-term adrenocortical steroid therapy, which are used in most of the inflammatory immunological conditions like asthma or some cases of rheumatoid arthritis. Now what happens? The dose provides symptomatic relief is so high that the serious side effects, they are unavoidable, inevitable. If the dose is continued for a long time, you have to face the serious side effects. You just cannot escape them. And then you have to compromise. So compromise is incomplete relief on the grounds of safety. So this is quite difficult to achieve. It's not practically possible. So this minimum tolerated dose is a very not much in use, not much in vogue concept, but still you need to know because it's a type of a drug dosage. With these 5 drug dosages, namely fixed dose, variable dose with crude adjustments, variable dose with fine adjustments, maximum tolerated dose and minimum tolerated dose, I wind up and wrap it up for the day. Hope it was a nice, quick, relieving bonus episode which you really thoroughly enjoyed the joy ride and the knowledge ride. Did you? For all the updates and latest episodes of my podcast, please visit www.ispharmacologydifficult.com, where you can also sign up for a free monthly e-newsletter of mine. It actually contains a lot of updates about the medical sciences, drug information updates, and my podcast updates also. You can follow me on different social media handles like Twitter, Insta, Facebook, and LinkedIn. They all are with the same name as Pharmacology Difficult. If you are listening for the first time, do follow and subscribe whatever platform you are consuming this episode. Stay tuned. Do rate and review on iTunes, Apple Podcast. Stay safe, stay happy, stay enlightened. Hope you had a wonderful, great weekend. Thank you.